y'all, it's Kay from the Literary Apothecary and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about The Hexologists by Josiah Bancroft. This is a brand new book coming out from the Books of Babel series author, and y'all know how much I love Josiah Bancroft. His first series was one of my favorite fantasy series I've ever read. This book, The Hexologist, comes out today. The day that you are seeing this, September 26th, it's out in the world, and I read an arc from NetGalley. I absolutely loved it, let me tell you. This is just going to be a straight up rave review. I loved everything about this book. First, let me tell you a little bit about what the book is about. So, from Goodreads, the first book in a wildly inventive and mesmerizing new fantasy series where magical mysteries abound and only one team can solve, the Hexologists, is and always will be, that's her full name, and her husband Warren are a pair of hexologists and a quirky married couple. They are hired by the crown to discover who is behind the threats against the king, who wishes to be baked in a cake. For real, he's been caught crawling into the oven. This is right in the very first chapter, so it's not a spoiler at all, but I loved everything about this book. It was so much fun. I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars. It was such a wild ride with zany characters and an unimaginable storyline told in somehow an imaginable way. And this is just on par for Josiah Bancroft. If you've read the Books of Babel series, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This one has a little bit more fun and quirk, I think, than the Books of Babel series, which was a little bit more darker. But still that crazy zany writing. You know, you could tell he just sat there and used all of the biggest words he knew, and I just love the way that he writes. It's so imaginative and crazy and just so much fun to read and so different than anything else that we get in the fantasy world. His characters, they were dynamic all the time. All of the characters were dynamic, even when I thought, well, this character is not quite as dynamic as the others, so maybe the characters on my call pile rating will be a little bit lower. No, then Josiah Bancroft comes in and makes each character incredibly dynamic. And my favorite character was, how do you say his name? Felavox, the dragon. He lives in Iz's handbag, carpet bag that was passed down through her grandfather and her father, and he is absolutely amazing. More on him in just a minute. We've got another outlandish setting. This is what feels like a pretty regular town, except it's got a king that wants to be baked in a cake. It's got hexologists, it's got dragons, it's got birds that talk in one syllable. It got all of these different crazy things in its country that feels like it could be any other country, basically. This book, just like the Books of Babel series did at times, takes a lot of concentration. At least for me it did, because Josiah Bancroft uses some, let's face it, some really big words that I had to look up to find out what they meant for a lot of them. And his writing is so intelligent, and the plot is fast-paced, but the writing is not, if that makes sense. It took me a lot of concentration, and sometimes I didn't quite have that concentration level that was required. Like I said, the plot was fast-paced. It was just action after action after action, which I love. I need a plot to keep moving, to keep me interested. And it felt like the plot was evolving with the characters. It always felt like it was changing. Even when it wasn't changing, it felt like it was changing. And it always kept me on my toes because of that. I thought I knew where it was going, and then curveball would be thrown in and it would go in a completely different way. It zigzagged a lot, but in a fun way. And it had me second guessing myself a lot, because even when I thought I knew, I thought I had figured something out, Josiah Bancroft kind of dragged it along, so that way, just as he's about to make a big reveal, I'm starting to second guess myself, and then he makes that reveal. I'm like, oh, I thought that all the way back here, but then he took me on this other excursion route that made me think maybe I was wrong. And I love when an author can keep me on my toes. And Warren and Fellavox's friendship is so special. I love it so much. It's my favorite part in this whole book. Last but not least, I'll say that there was not a moment in this book that I didn't enjoy. I enjoyed everything about this book. And I kind of want to reread it, even though I just finished it like earlier today. And I've got way too many other things to read in addition to that. So 5 out of 5 stars to The Hexologists by Josiah Bancroft. He did it again. He always impresses me when he puts out books. I can't wait to see what the next book in the series is going to be like. If you are one of the fortunate people and read an arc for The Hexologists, or you're watching this after you've read it, after it's been released, let me know in the comments below. What did you think of this book? Did you like this more or less than the Books of Babel series? I think I actually like this one a little bit more than Books of Babel, and y'all know how much I love the Books of Babel series. So I'm really excited to see where this series goes. Let me know also in the comments, who was your favorite character? As I said, mine was the dragon in the carpet bag, because he just stole the show every scene he was in. As always, my Patreon and my Discord information will be in the description below. Keep reading, and I love y'all to the moon and back. Bye.